Hi everyone. So today is a new moon. The new moon energy has already passed, but we can still feel the effects. But it has given some inspiration to the video that I'm going to give today, which is ultimately the life that we live is very paradoxical. The new moon is in the nakshatra of Ashlesha. Ashlesha is represented by the snake. Now, when we look at, if we're looking, from a wand perspective of the snake, a lot of people be like, oh, snakes in the grass, or a sneaky person, or, but I have a snake on my wrist. The reason the snake is so divine as an animal is because ultimately the snake also represents the intertwining snakes of medicine. Because the snake can either give the poison, but the poison can also be transmuted into the antidote. And to bring this kind of teaching into our lives is very important because you understand that everything is a paradox. Absolutely everything on this mental, physical existence is paradoxical. And this is why the whole concept of non-duality exists, because, and it's more than just a concept, it's really a way of life. And this one's going to be a more complicated subject to really describe, but I'm going to try and simplify it down as much as I can. So if the snake can administer the poison, but transmuted poison can actually become the antidote, then also we have to apply that to our own lives. Especially when I'm applying, and I'm forever getting an itchy nose. Oh, that feels so good. So for example, your strength can be your weakness and your weakness can be your strength, but you have to transmute the energy and apply it in the right way so you can transmute strength into weakness, weakness into strength. Because ultimately, for example, my strength could be my masculine edge, which it is. But it can also be a weakness that holds me back from experiencing the true fulfillment of relationships. It's a strength because it protects me when needed, but if it's used too much, then ultimately it becomes very much a weakness. There's a fine line between weakness and strength. It's like love and hate. To understand hate is to understand love. To understand love is to understand hate. It's the same way. So a big thing for me is helping people is my absolute strength. It's also my weakness. It is also my weakness because me and my urge to help people actually obliterates my own boundaries. It causes me to give energy when I don't have any to give because of this inherent desire to help people. Helping people is literally my soul's calling, but just because it's your soul's calling doesn't mean if it's not applied if it's applied in the wrong way, it can actually be a poison to you. Another thing that we need to look at is the breakup can be the poison of a relationship. Like a breakup of a relationship can feel like poison, but it may actually be the right type of poison that you need to be able to reflect on oneself and to change one's reality for greater fulfillment. What I'm basically calling people to do is to really, really look at their one-sided mindset and really start to practice how you can see things in different ways, because the enemy can be the greatest friend in the right circumstances because they're highlighting the things that the friends don't. Does that make sense? The universe is a paradox. It's a paradox. This is also the whole concept of, Batman and Joker. Yeah, the paradox between Batman and Joker is that ultimately they both need each other to exist. They operate on opposite ends of the spectrum, but they operate on opposite ends of the same spectrum. One is not separate from the other. The celebrity and the fans. The celebrity needs the fans to exist, and the fans need the celebrity to exist to express an energy that they don't express in themselves. This is why nothing is separate, but one can become, and that's where we have to really start expanding our minds to expand our reality, and really using this concept is a great tool. Because if you're feeling a blockage right now in your life that you're thinking that you keep coming up to over and over and over and over again, what the universe is calling you to do is go, can you see it in a different perspective? Can you see it in a new light? Can you see where this blockage is actually needed for your greater propelling into growth? Propelling, is that a word? I think it is, but I think I'm using it in the wrong way. But can a blockage, like a blockage can be your greatest breakthrough. Failure can be the very thing that you needed to achieve success. If we're looking at the life that we live from this duality, right, wrong, right direction, wrong direction, like a point of view. And listen, I'm even thinking of a situation I'm in now where I'm like, I'm just seeing it wrong. It's like the beginning is not separate from the end, and the end is not separate from the beginning. If you're experiencing an ending, tell yourself it's a new beginning. Because it is. Death equals life. Because when we die, we are reborn, but just in a different way. We have to get used to the fact that the laws of nature govern these laws. We have to start educating ourselves in these laws. If we want greater kind of power in our reality, then we need to respect the laws that exist. By respecting them is acknowledging them, and acknowledging that they exist, and then acknowledge the fact that they can actually help us expand our mind. Expansion of mind is the truest of freedoms. Like when you have blockages in the mind, you have blockages in the reality. So if you're having blockages in the reality, start to think. Thinking, like I heard this phrase the other day, thinking is hard, so that's why people judge. Like a lot of people would rather judge their own reality instead of thinking their way through it. That's the nature of them using the masculine side of your brain, is to go, let me think this through in a new way. Instead of being overcome by the blockage, I'm actually going to overcome the blockage by seeing it in a different way. Listen, I'm spitting knowledge right now because it's true. It's so true. Start looking, like, what is your greatest weakness? It could actually be the antidote that you need in life. And what is your greatest strength? Is it the actual poison that you're applying to yourself? The nature of Vashalesha is really divine, and it really plays into like divine femininity, but the lowest thing can be the highest thing when you think about it. That's why the virgin can be the holy whore. But you have to be able to look and see. Instead of judging what you see and judging the object, start to see it in its depth. Instead of judging the blockage, start to see it in its depth. Have depth of mind. You will literally change your reality. And if you don't change your reality, at least you make it easier upon your own self to be able to be more accepting to things that are in your reality. Like, it's a process, but when you judge the other is just a reflection of yourself, just on a different end of the polarity. Everything is vibration and everything is connected. But I hope you got it. I'm guessing you all would have, but it's really like it's really important to have self-awareness and to have to be curious and inquisitive. And instead of trying to find situations that will go against what I'm saying, because that's your cognitive dissonance playing with you, start to go, where does it actually apply? Because it will apply to absolutely everything. Everything is connected. Yeah. But I'm going to leave it there. Like, share, subscribe. Do what you need to do. Kimberly Rose Moon on YouTube. Kimberly Rose Moon on Instagram. It's all the same. I can't believe I'm saying all of this. This is weird. But yes, have a lovely day. I'm off to the gym, as you can tell. Yes. See you later. Bye.